Hello and welcome to riskHive. Let's create a risk using the wizard.
There are several ways to create a risk. One approach is to select the risk action icon, then click Create New. A window will appear with 7 terms at the top: definition, qualitative, quantitative, treatment, responsibility, proximity, and classification. Each term relates to a different element of a risk and produces an individual window. Try to fill in as much detail as you can, but if you can't, this is not a problem, as you can complete or edit the risk after it is created. The definition term is already selected. In this window, you can outline the risk. First of all, let's tell the system where the risk is to be stored. Select the node Download and the node where the risk will be stored. In this case, maintenance and service contracts. Underneath is the summary. A sentence or two describing the risk may help other readers understand the risk more. The descriptor helps the person understand if this is a risk, an opportunity, an issue, or another event. In this case, we will select a risk. There are 3 text boxes relating to the risk name, cause, and effect. As you type into these text boxes, a sentence builder at the bottom of the window will begin building a sentence about the risk. Note the preview section now has your name, cause, and effect at the bottom of the window. Select Next to go to the qualitative window. The qualitative window provides 3 scenarios: pre-mitigated, current, and target. To select an impact number, just click on it. As there are no mitigation plans yet in place for this risk, my initial assessment will mean that the pre-mitigated and current scenarios are the same. As I scroll down, I'm hoping eventually the mitigation will be completely effective. But when a reader looks at this window, how will they know what these impacts actually mean? Within many of the windows there are hyperlinks. In this case, it's a pen. Click on the pen to show a text box. Explain in here why you think the probability, cost, and times are as you selected. Click back on the pen to hide the comment. You can also give the target scenario a rationale. Click Next to go to the quantitative window. As I have previously given a rationale to the qualitative assessment, I can begin filling in the quantitative assessment. In this case, the pre-mitigated and current scenarios have a probability both of 40%. The cost 3-point estimate for the pre-mitigated and current scenarios are 5,000, 7,000 and 8,500. The distribution is triangular. The time estimates are 4, 7, 10. And finally, the target scenario. I am hoping the mitigation plan is fully successful and can fully mitigate this risk. Therefore, I'm giving it a probability of 0, a cost of 0, and a time impact of 0. Again, there are edit hyperlinks for you to add more information. Select Next to go to the treatment window. Type in the primary treatment objective section an overall description of the mitigation. Individual actions can be described later. The primary treatment type is Treat, and you can give this risk an owner. The risk is live. However, the mitigation plan is not yet in force, so the overall effectiveness of the plan is ineffective. The effectiveness can change as the mitigation plan is conducted and the feedback is provided. To create a new action, select New. The new window will appear. Give the action a title. Give the action a description. The action type is telling the reader whether this action is trying to prevent a cause or addressing a fallback. For the purposes of this, I will select Control and the control it's relating to. The action treatment type is Treat, and this action is live. The action needs an owner and possibly an executor. The action has not yet been implemented, and therefore it is ineffective. Underneath, we can enter the relevant dates. It is useful to record the spending on actions. Scroll down and enter any expenses incurred so far in the current spend section. Select Save. The action you have just created will appear in the list, and you can create more actions either now or later on. Once you have entered all your actions for now, select Next to go to the responsibility window. This window helps identify who has the responsibility or a stake in the risk. Identify the risk owner from the owner list. Identify the risk manager from the manager list. And finally, identify who originally raised the concern. Select Next to go to the proximity window. This window tells the reader how soon the risk could occur. Select from the proximity list if you have a general feeling of when the risk could occur. Complete the start and end dates to give better clarification. Select Next to go to the clarification window. There are various lists. Make your selection, trying to help the reader identify where in the organisation the risk could occur or what parts of the organisation it could affect. As you can see, you do not have to complete every field, but the more information you add now will help the reader and possibly save you time later. All the windows have been completed. Select Save and Finish. You can now close this window. Remember, we asked the system to place the risk within a certain node. This node is not showing on screen. We need to go to that node by clicking on the down arrow and selecting Maintenance and Service Contracts. The risk we have just created is showing at the bottom.
Thank you for listening. We hope you found this useful.